In this video, I'm having trouble with words today. Oh, it's been a long day, and I'm grateful to be here to just sit and relax and create some stuff and not feel like I need to explain everything, because this is a chill co-working session. And if you do have questions, please do ask in the chat, or if you're watching this on the replay, please come back and leave a comment down below. We do these twice a week for now. We'll see how it goes in October. We're going to do it for this month and see how it's been, see if we're starting to see people here. Because even if I don't see people here, I'll probably still do it, and you can just show up and listen to the music and work on what you're going to work on. Today, I am working on bead making. Eva from Bohemian Crafting, who is like secretly my inspiration, well, not so secretly because I talk about her a lot, and I've been making beads the way she taught me, and a few other people that I picked up on the internet, some processes from them. But these were paper beads, and I will show you a little bit. These I never finished. If I can find the end of it, maybe. But I was making paper beads like this, and there's a stick in there. Why is there a stick in there? I just stabbed my finger. So these are all paper beads that were wound and then glued, and I haven't finished them yet. And they look really cool because I kind of pick through them and finish them as I need them. This bag was twice as full as this. But I've also started doing it like she does, only she puts eyelets, and these ones I was playing around with, and I'm going to finish these ones off. I have a couple, but she uses eyelets on the ends of the straw or the paper round, and I used, these are gussets actually, which are just really big eyelets. So I have one here, that's the smaller version, and I was going to take some of this and put lace around it and do some other things to it, so that's why it's in here, not used. But these are made with paper. This one has fingernail polish on it, gold fingernail polish on it, but it doesn't fit in my, it's too small to fit in here. So I've been on the lookout for eyelets that'll finish that off, or a way to finish that off, and I haven't come across, I haven't brainstormed this. I haven't touched this box other than to move it in a long time. And Eva just put out a video, I want to say yesterday or Saturday, where she does these with paper straws and eyelets, and then she uses UV resin. And I'm like, I've been using UV resin because I can't, when she first taught me how to use these, or taught us, it wasn't just me, she wasn't talking to just me, she used super glue, and she had a brush on her super glue, and I'm like, oh my god, that's awesome. But the only super glue I could find with a brush triggered my migraines so bad that I just kind of put this all this stuff away. And then I brought it out when I got my UV resin, and that's when I started finishing these up. I just put them on, brushed the UV resin on, and played around with different types. So tonight, we're going to bring back the straw. Now, I made them smaller so they would fit, and because these straws are really big, and the eyelets I was using were really small. So I would slice them and then take a piece of masking tape, put an eyelet on each end, take a piece of masking tape and shrink it down to fit. Now I have more of a selection of eyelets, so let's see how they fit. And then these, I started with a bubble tea straw and or a smoothie straw. I mean, this is a regular straw, this is that. So whatever you know them as, that's what these ones are, is just a straight up unopened straw. And then this one, I took 2 pieces of straw and put it in there and then put the paper around it. And this is jelly printed paper, so it's got this really cool texture to it. So I've actually finished a couple of these and put them in tassels and used them to decorate gifts. So I do have the knowledge, I do have the power. And then I use, these are just sticks. What are they called? There's a word for them. Skewers, bamboo skewers. And I put a little bit of electrical tape on them so I could put the bead on there and it would sit there, and then I could turn it and it wouldn't slide down all the way to my finger. And I'd use these for the bigger ones. I made little crosses and stuff. So I just made the tools that I needed. I actually at one time had a chopstick, and I must have thrown it away, that I had split down the middle, and that's what I'd use to actually like wrap the beads. But the other reason why I put electrical tape on here is because for a while there I was just using these to wrap the bead on, and then that way I knew how big it needed to be, at least to make it sturdy enough to be a bead. So, and these colors were just from, this is just stuff from Dollar Tree. I think this is a LA Colors new color. This one's got, they both got glitter inside of them. This got bigger chunks of gold, smaller chunks of gold. I even got a pink one. And if you know me, you know I don't like pink, but hey, gotta walk on the wild side. And then this is just clear coat. So if you don't have UV resin, you can use just fingernail polish. This is Gel Shine, again, Dollar Tree. I tend to like the LA Colors a little bit better. It seems a little thicker, but that's just me. So we're gonna go ahead and turn on the music and get this started. I'm gonna put this kit beside me, and we're gonna grab the bin with the, oh, there's a word, eyelets, which are right here. And I have all these silver eyelets, and they should fit in there just like that. Yep, they're a little bit wiggly, but I think they'll be fine because we can put a drop of glue in there or something to keep them from wiggling so much. These ones wiggle a little bit too, but they're a little bit smaller. We'll see. So we're just going to start and we're just going to roll. So let me mute my microphone and turn on the music. I am making a mess. I am making paper beads. There we go. We can finish that out. Okay. We can fix that in a minute. I'm sorry, I just saw your message. For some reason, there is a delay on my chat, even though I have it on live chat. It just popped up, even though it was from like 5 minutes ago. I apologize. Or 8 minutes ago. I can do math. But I am making paper beads using straws. So we put paper on plastic, and now we're taking UV resin and sealing it up. I think I need to have the YouTube live chat because my software has like an uber delay apparently. So we kind of flubbed that one up, but you know what? We can take a layer of UV resin and put it over the top and fix the flub up. Good deal. Thank you for your understanding. Software, hardware, it's all a pain in the tuchus. Okay, so that didn't fix it. So I'm gonna I threw this over here. So I have these are little eye makeup applicators, and I find that they work really well to kind of smoosh down where you make mistakes. And they're disposable. I try and use them as many times as I can before I throw them out, because I love my planet and the people on it, most of them. So we're going to do this again, and then bring it down and up. And get it to drip off mostly. And when you notice it's not wanting to drip while you turn it, then you put it under the light. That way you don't drip UV on your light. So we're good. Come on. And I got a new light, and I thought I could use it individually, but you can only use it individually when they're fully charged, apparently. So we're using the whole kit and caboodle. Yeah, pita. Definitely a pita. And not the sandwich or the bread. Although that does sound kind of good. Been trying to watch my gluten intake, and I miss bread. Still eat sourdough. Especially English muffins. I don't know what they call them over in Australia. There's another word for them, and I can't think of it. I'm a pastry chef. I can't think of it. I think it's just too late for me. All right. So I think we got this. I'm going to set this right here. I'm going to take a little bit of rubbing alcohol off this side and clean off my glove. There we go. And what I like to do when they're still hot is run them along the back side of my hand. This is the only time you'll ever see me wear gloves, is when I work with resin, whether it's 2-part or UV. Okay, so these want to come off. So we're going to put a little in there and then squish it. There we go. They're going to be a little crooked, but you know what? Handmade. And these are going to go on top of a tassel anyway. So if they're a little crooked, it's okay. being cooperative. Come on now. Okay. Let's just hit this with a little bit of light real quick. And I usually have like tinted glasses on too, because sometimes it can be kind of a pain. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm gonna get it to flow down. I used to do ceramics, so this is kind of like glazing a pot without dunking it. You just kind of move it up and move it down, and move it up and move it down. We're gonna do another few seconds under here and then roll it on my hand again to get it kind of even. Yogurt and coconut flour make good naan and pita. Muffins? No, I see muffins. Okay, so now we're going to roll it on the back of my hand and kind of smooth out any lumps and bumps. And if you notice that it goes over the metal, I usually don't worry about it unless it's really obvious. You can take a piece of sandpaper and sand it off. And I'm actually gonna let this one cure just like that, because I want a few of them, because you can, I don't know if you'll be able to tell the difference, but in person this one's more matte and this one's more glossy. So it's still a little glossy, but it's a little bit more matte. Got two more left. And I'm going to put this back under the light because there is a little bit of UV resin that didn't cure. Plus I'm going to put a little bit more in that crack. So clean this up. I always try to use the same end. And that way I can get at least 2 uses out of it. All right, let's try this again. Muffin gets censored. I'm sorry, that just strikes me as giggle worthy. I'm actually gonna make banana bread with oat flour. Just because they had it on sale. They had oat flour on sale. Like all the arrowroot and oat flour. I don't think they had coconut flour. But I love oatmeal. And I figured that would probably taste like, you know, a banana nut oatmeal bowl, you know? So I put pecans in mine, not walnuts. Walnuts give me the tongue tingle. Pecans don't. I don't understand it, but you know, what do I know? I'm not a doctor. All right, let's try that again. Let's roll it. And that bottom piece. Now, if you have a Dremel or something, you could get really fancy and like buff them out, make them super shiny, make them super matte. I do have one, but I don't want to take the time to do that. Now this one, it's curvy. It's kind of curvy like me. It's okay. I'm just gonna rub it between my hands, knock down that shine. There we go. And I've been putting them right here so they'll get more UV light and cure more. But then I'll put them back on the stick, on this bamboo skewer, and then let them run under the, roll them up under the light, hold them up under the light for a good solid couple minutes, probably the 180 seconds. So that's that 2 minutes? No, 3 minutes. Sorry, math is not my forte. I'm an artist, not an accountant. Okay, so let's see if this will work better. Nope. It's not wanting to go all the way in, so I want to do something. I'm just going to take my sanding block here. The silicone, I have like, I'm going to call them brushes. They're more like palette brushes, but they're silicone. I have those. I haven't used them with UV or resin at all. Maybe I should pull some of them out, because I have like, actually I have like 2 sets of them, because I was gifted a set, and then I had one that I didn't even know I had. Because you know, you buy things and you're like, oh, I'm going to try this, and then it gets buried. Yeah, that's my life. All right, let's see if this helps any. Get that more on. I'm going to clean off. Ooh, I ripped my glove. That's okay. You should take off your jewelry, Tish. That helps a little bit. Makes it stay on there better. Okay. So I'm going to put some UV resin on here. I'm just going to put what's left in the pipette and let it sit. So I squish it and then I just let it sit in there, and it fills. It's a self-filling. Try and get as close to the edge without going over. I feel like I'm on a game show. But I'm using just resin, UV resin. It is one of the only resins. It stinks, but it doesn't, I mean, all resins stink, but it doesn't trigger my migraines. So I've tried probably 3 or 4 different brands off Amazon, and all of them gave me headaches. I think I have some. I'll have to look. Okay, I have some that small. I'm gonna have to try it. But then what would I use my makeup applicators for? I know exactly what I would, because what I'd like to do, and this is what I'll do in another lecture, maybe I'll just do this on Wednesday too. We'll come back, I'll have a whole bunch ready, and we'll decorate them differently. But I use the makeup applicators to actually apply mica to the resin after I let it cure on for like 15 seconds, so it's still tacky, but it's hard, it's not flowing. And then I pat it on like I'm putting makeup on a pig. All right. That one wants to drip off, so we'll let it drip off. There we go. And that's just the thing I found with the UV resin. This is kind of my baby step to getting back into the 2-part epoxy resin. I use Art Coat by Stone Coat countertops. I can get it locally without having to pay shipping, so it's kind of nice. But I've just been playing with things, and I forgot where I was going. I started thinking about we need to call Erica, because we're going to Dallas in a couple of weeks. All right, first coat, second coat. I don't do pastels. Not anymore. I do have some. I could play. I'm not very good at them. That's why I stopped doing them. Because, you know, when you're not good, then you just, it's like, is this worth the time and the effort to learn at my age? But then again, I got water, what are they called? Water soluble oils? Is that a thing? I just knew it was water cleanup. You didn't have to bring up all the chemicals, or bring out all the chemicals. And the chemicals don't bother me. It's just kind of a pain in the butt because I don't have a sink upstairs. I'd have to carry everything down outside to the garage and use it outside. Because we have cats, and I have a roommate, I guess, a co-cohabiter. And I don't want to stink them out of their, out of their home. The cats are already mad at me for doing resin. Rhea especially. She's like, "What are you doing, woman?" She went downstairs. I've heard that. I want to actually, I've got some alcohol ink. So I'm like, okay, what if I do UV resin, put some alcohol ink on there, and then use the alcohol ink to make the mica sit, and then let it cure for, 15 minutes before I put another coat of UV resin on it, because you don't want to get alcohol inks hot. How's that looking? This one looks kind of wonker-delicious too. You know what, let's flip him. There we go. All right, one more coat. So I'm doing 3 thin coats, because that's the one thing I learned about UV resin too, is thin coats are better than trying to glop it all on at once. Well, it's pretty much true for any medium, but especially resin. Me, sometimes I just glop on gesso, because why not? It's fun. Use a palette knife and just glop it on. All right, we're gonna do the self-fulfilling there. Oh, I got a little spot. There we go. Oh, that actually worked really well. All right, cool. We're gonna rock this. My best friend passed away last year, and she was amazing in alcohol inks, and I took literally 1/8 of all the pigments and colors that she had, and then we gave the rest to Erica to disperse among the community or use for demos or whatever she deemed fit. I mean, there's literally, I can't remember if it was 2 or 3 boxes of resin colors, but a lot. There was a lot, because Claire was the person that went out and bought one of every color. And even if she didn't like it, she'd buy it. And she'd, I'll find a use for it. I'll find a way to use it that I like. Well, I wish I could do that with pink. Okay, that helped make it not so wonky. Okay, we're gonna rock this one. We got one more left. I'll put you right there. I think I'm actually gonna find some more of these. My thumb is totally ripping out. It's all right. Some more of these eyelets in a different color, because these big ones, I only have, these are 1/4 inch, and I only have them in silver, or this kind of brushed aluminum, I guess. So, because this could be a fun thing to give to my friend Marlene and say, here, try these. Because she's, I don't even know how old she is. She's older. She's probably in her 70s, maybe late 60s, early 70s. And she's the sweetest lady you ever met in your life. True Texan, tell you what's on her mind. You know, her sensor button broke in 1962, you know. You have a great day over there. I'm gonna go to bed after this. Thanks for joining. Okay. Of silver or bronze, yeah. The spacer bead, yeah, you could. I don't have a lot of beads. I've never been a beader. I mean, I like beads. I like making them. I like putting them on things. But I usually just find broken jewelry and use that. So I have a wide assortment of a lot of different things. All right, one more coat after this, and then we'll put it on a 3-minute cure. I'm gonna roll this on the back of my hand. And I'm gonna flip it too. There we go. And my hand is not flat, so I kind of roll it, and this thing doesn't really sit in here. It doesn't really seat in here. So what I'm going to do before I do another set, I'm going to take this skewer and hit it with the electric sander downstairs. So it's a little bit bigger. A little bit, it fits a little bit, but it's a little bit bigger than a skewer. But uh-oh, that's no bueno. All right, hang on. Let's take this. And I'm going to hit it with the sanding block. There we go. That part you won't see. But then we're going to take and put this back on. And get it in the groove right there. Wiggle it around a little bit. The reason why I sanded it is so the glue would hold, or the UV resin would hold. And we're gonna have to dip this whole thing. There we go. Okay, so gotta really all right, let's try this. Just kind of trying to piece it together here, because it keeps wanting to fall off. There we go. There. There we go. Okay, so next time I cut these, when I cut the rest of the straws that I made, I gotta be a little bit more mindful. That's why I used the guillotine color at first, because I wanted them to be straight. But I think this is one that I cut on the guillotine cutter, and that's why it's not straight. Don't know. Okay, let's unmask these creatures. I'm gonna let this sit overnight right here so it can charge. But listen. You won't get that using super glue or nail polish. That clicky clicky noise. There you go. So if you broke this down and did all the straws in one evening, took an hour and did that, let them dry overnight, then cut them, then put all your eyelets on the next night, do that for about an hour. And then UV coating them, you can split that up between 2 or 3 nights even if you want to. And there are a few bubbles, but that's like on the one that we had the problem with the bottom there. But other than that, unless you look really, really closely, oh, there's a hair there. Probably from my Band-Aid that's seen better days, but that'll get changed tonight after my shower. So I think they look really cute. What do you think? Let me know in the comments what you think. What would you do if you had, what design would you put on them? Would you hand paint some flowers on them? What would you do? Because you could put 1 coat of resin on there just to make them solid and then go in and hand paint something, do something to them. This is just to get you inspired, like Eva at Bohemian Crafting inspired me. See, it's called the ripple effect. I'm just happy. Yay! All right, thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate you. Remember, be kind to one another. Peace, love, and happiness.